Welcome to Vancouver Carpenter. Today I'm going to teach you guys a simple trick to patch a little 2-inch hole like I have right back there. So every once in a while you wind up on a job and you don't have any scrap pieces of drywall. So doing something like a California patch isn't going to work well. So what I have here is I have all-purpose light mud and I got a couple pieces of tape. So this is a pretty simple little patch. Now these pieces of tape are maybe just a little bit too long, so I'm going to make them a little bit shorter. But we're just going to laminate these two pieces of tape together. So the first thing we're going to do is put some mud onto this piece right here. So we're just going to get, not quite 1/8, maybe about 1 millimeter of mud on there. Then we're going to put this one on here, and we are going to wipe the tape out, just like it's a piece of tape on a wall. Well, I've heard this called a Band-Aid patch. Okay, so now I've got these two pieces stuck together, and I didn't wipe all the mud out. There's maybe, like 1/2 mil of mud underneath here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to coat this like so. So now it's got about 1/4 inch to a small 1/8 of mud over top of the whole thing. And then we can lift up this whole thing here, just like this. So I wouldn't do this patch for anything bigger than a couple inches. And you also need to think about the integrity of the board. Like, do I need to put any hollow wall fasteners in around here? Because if that's the case, then you're not going to be able to get the meat that the existing drywall provides if you ever have to sink any sort of fastener in here again. But if not, then you can do one of these patches. So we just simply wipe out the tape like so. And now we're going to leave it. We have to let this dry. If I decide to go and put a coat over top of this, what usually happens is this part will bulge. I'll just show you guys real quick. So you can see now it's bulging there and it's not going to leave a super flat patch. So I'm just going to wipe it off like that so that it stays nice and flat. So I'm just going to leave it flat like that because when this part starts to bulge, you have to build it out a lot more. So guys, we're going to keep this video short and sweet. The way that I would finish this off is with 1 or 2 coats of mud over top of that once it's dry, sanded flat. If you think that maybe this isn't a very strong patch or an adequate way to patch drywall, I would argue that because there is going to be 1/4 inch of mud in behind that tape, and when you go and tap on it, it's going to be firm like the wall is. So as long as you don't have any problems like I mentioned before where you're having to fasten into that drywall, it's a perfectly acceptable way to patch drywall. And again, it's especially handy when you don't have any scraps of drywall handy, but you have to get the job done. So thanks for watching Vancouver Carpenter. Now you got one more trick under your belt, and hopefully you find this useful. Thanks for watching. See you guys.